What is this warm sensation on my face? Am I still alive? Struggling to open my eyes, I'm blinded by the sun coming up over the morning horizon. The air is still thick with smoke and I am struggling to breathe. But at this point, I am completely unable to move. Even unable to cough or clear my dry throat. Every member of my body feels excessively heavy with a paralyzing effect. What was wrong with me and why could I not even move one single finger? It seems like a cruel fate to be awake and trapped in a lifeless body. The only movement I seemed to have any control over was the ability to move my eyes. But the only thing I could see were the remnants of my life and all the things I once loved, gone forever. The emotional pain ripped through me like the jagged edge of a blade. And yet, I wasn't experiencing any physical pain whatsoever. How could this be if I were truly still alive? I selfishly couldn't help myself but wonder what was to become of me. Lying there still, being tortured by my thoughts, I again began to pray for help. I wish I had paid more attention to the faith of my master. My concentration was now broken as I noticed the approach of an unusually large praying mantis crawling close to me. Climbing up the side of my ribcage and taking a position in the center of my chest. It became motionless, but it strangely appeared as if it was looking into my eyes. It was only an insect, but its focused stare disturbed me for some strange reason, and I know if I were physically capable of doing it, I would have just brushed him away. And yet there he was staring at me. Funny the things that come to mind when you are trapped in your own thoughts. I remember a time when I was a young boy and I came across a praying mantis climbing the gate outside of our home. I was completely fascinated by its movements. And while I was watching it with great curiosity, the shadow of man came up from behind me. It was my master's. Squatting down next to me, he pointed in the direction of the mantis. "There is a saying among our people," he said, "that if you become lost, the praying mantis can point you in the right direction." Lying there, I knew exactly where I was, but I had never felt so lost in my whole life. The mantis changed his position, its upper body standing more upright, and it extended its arms out slightly. As the sun began to rise in the morning sky, the shadow of the mantis began to grow. But it was growing at a rate much faster than that of the rising sun. As the shadow took shape on the wall next to me, it started to look more like the shadow of an elderly man. Looking back at the stare of the mantis, I heard the words, "Why are you just lying there? We have much to do." Looking around to the extent that I could see, I felt sure no one was present. Was I hearing things? Looking back into the eyes of the mantis, I again heard the words, "Did you not hear my question? Why are you just laying there?" Strangely, I could not hear the words with my ears, but I could clearly understand them in my head. This must be some type of hallucination. But being trapped here in a motionless body, I had no choice but to accept this strange situation as it was. Thinking to myself, is this insect trying to communicate with me? The mantis tilted his head, and his glare became even more intense. The insect you see and the words you hear are of no consequence. The message and the opportunity we will offer you is what is important. You can choose your destiny. Will you just lay here and die, or will you give your life to a greater cause? Although you must choose one or the other, neither will be easy.